Hey everyone, for the independent reading unit, you are going to be reading a book of your choice. So we need to go over what good readers do to help you understand some of the things that you should be doing as you're reading to make sure that you are comprehending your book in the best way possible. So whether you love to read or you'd rather do anything else, we have to admit that reading is a vital part of life because we read something every day. Reading well can help you in all areas of your life. So being able to do it and do it well is kind of important. So one thing that good readers do is they access background knowledge. So connecting what you already know helps with your comprehension. It can help you make sense of everything that the author is saying. It can help you imagine things and characters better. So for example, if you were reading Night, you would probably need some prior information about the Holocaust, and that would make that book easier to understand. So knowing a little bit about the content or some background knowledge about the topic that you're reading about can be really helpful. Good readers also connect their personal experiences to whatever they're reading. So connecting your own personal experiences, your ideas, things that have happened to you, connecting characters to people that you know in your own life. This can also help your comprehension. Finding things that you have in common with the characters of the plot can be helpful. It will help you understand more. It'll help you feel more connected to your book, which will make you want to read it more. Good readers also understand text structure, which might sound kind of weird. Novels are told in a bunch of different ways. Some are told chronologically, some jump back and forth in time, some have one narrator or multiple narrators, some have a lot of flashbacks, some take place in many different locations, some have only one setting. Some novels are even told backwards, where we find out the climax at the very beginning and then it works its way backward. Knowing the basic structure of the novel that you're going to read beforehand can be really helpful and can reduce some comprehension issues and can reduce some confusion and frustration as you read. Good readers also evaluate their understanding. So knowing when you're stuck and being able to admit that you're stuck doesn't mean that you're a bad reader. That actually means that you're a good reader. If you can identify areas that are confusing or hard for you, it is going to be a lot easier for you to figure it out rather than to just plow through. Good readers often stop when they get to a point where they're confused. They might reread there, they might use outside resources or ask questions or write down questions to go back and answer later. Good readers are also aware when they're not understanding because they haven't been paying attention. We've all read through an entire page of something and gotten to the bottom of the page and realized that we had no idea what they were saying because we were thinking about something else. In that case, rereading is probably the best option. Good readers also make inferences and predictions. So while reading, good readers use the clues in the story to infer meaning and to make predictions about what might happen next. This helps comprehension, and it also is really important when it comes to analyzing. Another thing good readers do is they visualize. So while reading, good readers imagine what the author is describing. Oftentimes, good readers have an idea of what the characters or the settings or the actions or the objects looks like. This makes the book easier to understand, it makes it easier to remember, and it also makes it easier to connect to, which makes it easier to read. So what you need to do is a quick little checklist. Think about the following things. So do you focus on how you read each individual words, or do you focus on the meaning that they all create? If you're focusing on each individual word, you're probably not comprehending as much. Do you prepare before you read? Do you look for background knowledge? Do you skim through the text to see what the structure is? Do you look to see who the narrators are? All of that stuff is going to be helpful. Do you read really fast? Do you read too slow? Sometimes reading too fast, we miss things. Sometimes if you're reading too slow, and you're going too slow to actually connect all the pieces together. Think about what you think about. Do you think about what you've read after you've finished reading, or do you just throw it down and be done with it? Do you struggle with vocabulary? Do you struggle with spelling? All of these things are things to think about when you're evaluating your own writing or reading. So your job is to think about your reading habits, and based on the information in the slideshow, would you consider yourself a good reader? Why or why not? What things could you do to strengthen your reading skills, and what things do you want to work on specifically when it comes to your reading during this unit? Open up a new Google document and type your response on it, and then you can submit it on Schoology when you are finished.